unsettling.
The thighs are really unsettling for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say his thighs
great.
are not great. The way they
Yeah,
bulge out right above the knee is.
They look
check.
like they're gonna pop and squirt everywhere, and I hate that.
I
I
was
see it.
not prepared.
Yeah, let's just get started.
Yeah, let's just smack him.
Okay, now it's working. It's working. Okay, I got the link. 1 sec. I was just making sure it was working. I got the link. Copy this, and let's go to Discord. Do we have a? Okay, I'll put it in Final Fantasy right now. Yeah.
Alright, so I think we need, what, 16-second pull timers is I think what we do.
Probably really 15, but we'll do 16.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins!
Tankbuster.
Why am I?
Must be threat based.
Yeah, what? Oh, okay. Alright, alright. Wasn't that way in...
I was like, wait a minute, this seems wrong.
Flip the A side.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
Snap and drop the needles. Something's gonna happen after 3 hits.
Dancing
Okay.
Clock positions.
Let's click position. Yeah, okay.
Alright, he's flipping the B side.
We're just getting
there a record
started!
somewhere?
Keep grooving, baby!
Probably not.
So A side and B side are probably just like.
This can modify what this does.
So this will probably be like a share. Yes, that'll probably
Yeah,
be like either
that's
a party
different, yeah.
stack or partner stack.
Celebrate good times, I think it's just maybe, yeah. Probably all of his mechanics have an A and B side version, maybe.
Maybe a C side. Well, I guess.
Disco Infernal
Bask in the
is...
sun,
Okay.
baby! Burn, baby, burn!
Alright, so there's also the
An invitation
spotlights
to dance. How will the challenger
There are lights
respond?
now.
inside out.
Oh, okay.
Room got a damage down from something.
I think because I was in the light when that, so like the light right there, when that goes off, you're in the lights as well at the same time.
I thought, well, so normally you wanted to be in the light.
When your
And you
debuff
gotta-
expired, yeah.
Yeah. There, you
But
gotta
not-
debuff or a buff that was spotlightless before you died.
Oh, okay.
But he got a damage down long before that.
Might have been clipped by the floor.
Well, I wonder if
You
Inside
can't
Out
touch it before.
inverts the floor. Like, when Inside Out
Oh?
finishes, you have to be on the part that would normally hurt you.
Maybe.
Alright, let's assume that A side 3 snap is clock positions and B side is, let's just go with partners.
Okay.
It could be something different, but we'll go with partners for now. Alright, let's give it a
What's my
try.
block position?
Okay, hold
See?
on. Markers are different from normal.
Oh, do I normally have one in the upper right?
No, I think you normally have one where 2 is, and I think
This is usually
Keywords.
2.
yeah, like this right here.
Okay,
is
so that's
usually-
why I was confused. Okay, so we do
This
do
is how you
color
used to do it.
partners, but I just...
Or this would be 3, yeah. Or,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it-
okay, that
it
was,
is
yeah,
color
it is color
partners.
partners.
Alright, that's what I thought we'd... Alright.
What is my clock position?
C.
Mine is 3, right?
that's-
still.
Oh,
That's
I guess,
gonna-
No.
I guess you guys gotta work out which one he's actually taking Ross's usual spot.
Alright, Task
Take-
B makes more sense for you, right? So I'll be 2.
Go A1 dash, because I'm gonna have to come to C. Well, that's gonna be kind of weird. That's all right.
So who's my partner? Dash?
Well, I will be.
Oh, you will be? Okay. Okay.
but
Okay.
it'll still
I'll be A
partnered.
then. Sure.
Yeah, and I'll be C. Okay.
For partner stacks, are we going to be stacking on cardinals or inner cardinals?
Card?
Okay, so let's do Enter Cardinals.
Inter? Okay.
All right. Let's give it a try.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins.
It leaves a lead, but it doesn't seem to be a very strong lead. Alright, A side.
This is clock position.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
It's 2 snaps though. It's 2 snap and then you go to the other side and then clock positions. Clocks.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops.
That only hit a few people,
Yeah, he didn't hit me.
but it also didn't kill us.
We're just getting started.
2 snap and then we'll
Moving,
do
baby.
clock positions again. Just do clock positions again. Okay, that
Okay, that's light parties.
well
That was light
that was
parties,
still only
yeah.
3.
I saw 2 only, but yeah. If
I
it
only
was
saw
3.
2.
3 people died. It was definitely 3. Or someone got clipped by.
I
someone
think
else.
Dan got clipped by it.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
healers.
so
Mine, it was
that
very
Yeah, I
wide.
guess it was not on me.
Yeah, it was only healers on that one.
Bask in the spotlight
So that's definitely
and
light parties
burn,
then, yeah.
baby, burn. An invitation to dance.
Okay,
However,
when,
challenger
oh,
responds.
this one's this different cast, outside in. Oh, it's outside in is close, inside out is far. He did
Oh,
a
I see.
donut.
Okay, flip A side. This would be
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
we had a debuff called Spotlightless.
So that means you
Yeah,
weren't in the
that's-
spotlight when your debuff expired, or you just
I
wasn't.
That's
So-
interesting.
So that part's the same as normal, where you have a debuff that when it expires, you need to be in a spotlight.
okay. So
Okay,
I think
explain-
we have long and short though for that because it's you have to stand in it alone, according to the thing I just linked in the Final Fantasy channel. I should have. Put
Okay.
Right, my bad.
Okay.
So we'll have to pay attention to where the spotlights can end up when it actually matters. But let's just roughly say go to the spotlight closest to your clock position by default.
Okay.
Can you explain inside out and outside in again?
Outside in, you got to be in his hitbox. Inside out, you got to be away. I don't know exactly how far away. We didn't see it that time.
It's
Okay.
only 4 squares. Basically, it covers 4 squares. The circle, even here, it's safe. On the corners, right, it's safe.
That's the second part of the name that dictates.
Okay, so the second part that matters, yeah.
Okay, cool.
If it's outside in means be in, inside out
Be in.
means be out.
All right.
Maybe I'm wrong. It's
So yeah, we'll keep doing A side as full clock positions. Although, again, it didn't hit everyone, so that was kind of weird.
yeah, it was weird.
And B side is definitely light parties.
Are you
Which will be
ready to
aligned
get
with B and D.
down? The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins.
A side.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
All right, this is 4 snap. Fox.
Dancing Green is pulling out
That
all
hit
the
4
stops of
people.
It was supports and DPS, I think.
Maybe. Alright,
We're
so this
just
is gonna be
getting started.
2 snap
Keep
and then light
moving,
parties. So 2
baby.
snap, dodge the other side, and then light parties. Light parties. Jump. Alright, pay attention to the duration of your disco debuff. When it expires, you have to be in a spotlight. Try to get the spotlight closest to your normal clock position. Because you're not allowed to share.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn! An invitation to dance. How will the
Okay, be
challenger
in the
respond?
inside when this expires. Inside, inside, inside. Okay,
That was too much
it's a
for
bit
the
trickier than I
challenger.
thought.
Oh, it wasn't like by roll.
Well, the problem is the one that was closest to my clock position was in a spot that was going to get hit by the floor at that same time.
Yeah, that happened to me as well.
Okay, so who had a long debuff?
I had a
27.
lot. I
I
had
had
long
30
debuffs.
31.
I had 31 as well.
Okay, so the short ones were like 22.
20-ish, yeah.
Okay, so the supports all have like 20s. Okay, so it is roll based.
Dancers?
In that case, what I believe is always going to be the case. We can optimize this later.
The fever's taken hold. Can the upstart keep up with Dancing Reed?
I think that makes sense without everyone. Okay, so I think everything up to now makes sense. So I would say then, because it's role-based, take the spotlight in your color quadrant. That's not going to get you hit by the floor, of course. There's 8 spotlights, so there's kind of one in like every direction, but like typically one of them will be like in the deadly floor, and the other one won't when your spotlight expires. So just take the one that makes sense for in your color quadrant. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
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 So basically, for me, it can either be here or the square in front of where I'm.
Yeah, roughly. It's. I think some of them are like at range, and some of them are in close, and so there can be optimization there to make sure people get to stay in close. But we'll worry about that later.
Right.
It could be a roll thing with that. It's just weird because like it doesn't punish you for only one person getting hit by it.
I feel like I get the feeling it's meant to like you're not meant to have to like go to the other side right after because it happens so soon after that.
I mean, possibly.
Like, the only way I'm getting over there is if I didn't have that.
Well, I mean, you could just stay very close to the middle and just take a small step. Like, you don't have to get all the way to your marker.
down?
But that could be the case. They could be expecting you to just be in roll party splits on the safe side from the snap and just
Like
stay there
four-
and get hit.
Like 4-3 or 1 and 2.
Like if we were on the left side because of snap, we'd be like 4D. Okay, B-side first. So
Parties.
light parties first.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
2 snap. Yeah, I think they're not expecting you to be able to switch sides of the room fast enough, but you definitely can.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these.
A side.
We're just getting started. Keep
Or snap.
moving, baby.
Fox.
Everybody on one side got hit.
Could it be like distance based?
Possibly.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby,
Dab
burn. An invitation to
Shortish.
How will the
BN,
challenger
BN,
respond?
BN. Spotlights don't matter initially. Alright, first spotlight somewhat soon. Oh, he does the second hit. Okay, I see.
I need to see where they land. That's not easy.
I feel like that should have counted. I crossed it.
Oh no, that was
I
too
need
much
to
for the
count.
challenger.
So Dash, you'd go for one of the A1 quadrant. Go ahead and
Don't
wipe.
just hide.
Yeah, this won't make sense.
Yeah,
All right.
I apologize.
You have to time that
You-
down really tight.
Yeah, you have to preempt it. I made the mistake of when my debuff hit 4, I went to 1 at 1 or A, but that's wrong. That went to Greg's quadrant. I need to look for one that's at B or 2, moving towards me at 1 or A, because it always goes.
You have to wait for the last movement and just kind of preempt where it's going to end up. I
Yeah,
guess.
but I moved at 8 and that was too soon. So
And they're
it's
always
like-
counterclockwise, it appears, right? Like that's unless
I've
someone
really
knows
been paying
otherwise.
attention to that. But okay, but inside out and outside in, I didn't realize till this time it's a 2-part attack. It's one and then the other. So outside in is go in and then go out. And
Okay.
inside out will be out and then go in.
Okay.
I think what happened to Dan there on the A side was he got clipped because I think it was whoever was at A, and then I also had it at B, and then Dan also had it at 1.
Well, Dan was already also at half health because he got hit by something else beforehand. So he could have just been killed by normal damage.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins.
Yeah, for the snap twist, I strongly recommend people just play very close to the center of the room. And just barely go past the center to dodge snap twist, unless you... Alright, A side, so it's going to be clock positions.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
Alright, it's 4 snap.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with each step.
Only 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is role-based.
We're just getting started.
This is not what they're expecting you to do, but
moving,
this does
baby.
work. Alright, so we're just going to be light part.
Yeah, I got hit by one of the floors.
Alright, remember to stay in your quadrant for the
Bask
spotlights.
in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn! An invitation to dance.
Inside out, so out, start out and then go in. Start out and then go in. In. Spotlight soon. Oh, all the black water are bad.
Too much for
Yeah.
the challenger.
Yeah.
I did it.
Greg, yours was 1 right of 4, and it was 1.
Yeah, but there was
towards
kind of
the
like
car
3 that
behind
was
one.
like. I guess what's gonna have to come down to is 'cause there was like 2 that were like adjacent to each other that were like both bad. I was like, okay, I was thinking like, okay, if the first one you go for is bad, the one next to it's gonna be good, but that's not guaranteed.
No,
We
yeah,
just-
because
we just
there was 2
wanna-
right next to each other. It was good.
We just want to assume that it's going to be always on rolls and like.
I mean, that is the case. That's why the quadrants were supposed to theoretically work out because there's only one person to each roll in each quadrant.
Oh,
But I think that's still kind of the basic idea, but it's not exactly aligned with the quadrants, and I'm trying to think of like how that actually works out.
Well, I think like both of the spotlights in C3 were unsafe, and both of the spotlights in D4 were safe. So if I had
You're
taken
right.
close in D4
Only-
and you had taken far in D4,
Only one was safe in D4 because I got killed because I stood one that was unsafe.
3 and C
Well,
were...
yours was happening
yeah,
later,
yours
so
was long. We
so
were short.
the spotlights had moved by then.
In 3C there were no safe spotlights. I had to move over to 2, so I was safe near 2. Because
And there was
on
one
3C
unsafe, and I was in it, and you were in the safe one in that quadrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if... Alright, let's just keep pulling, keep taking a look at it. I'll try to pay more attention to the spotlights this time. And yeah, we're definitely doing the snap twist in an unintended way. We'll keep it like this for now. I know what they expect. But, we'll do this for now. And I'll think about whether it's worth switching.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstarts Cruiserweight Campaign begins!
Alright, A side first, so it's gonna be clocks.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
3 snap.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these days.
Light parties.
We're just getting started!
2 snap.
Keep grooving, baby!
Mitigation. Big hit incoming. Dead.
There's another big hit coming.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn! An invitation to dance. How will the challenger respond?
Outside, in and then out. In and then out. Out.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
I think there was one in each quadrant that was safe.
No,
One of them
not
was
safe.
really far.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
Alright, this is quite a bit. 'Cause I think there was a safe one near 3 for like, but it was kind of far away from the boss.
Oh, I see.
So let's try it again, but like really try to limit yourself to your quadrant. Pretend the quadrants have walls that you cannot pierce.
There's like an inner ring of spotlights and an outer ring of spotlights. So just, you know,
Yeah,
Kind
I
of
mean,
aware
I
of
think the
that.
inner and outer would be, that's optimization for melee. I don't
Well-
think we can worry about that right now if we're just doing quadrants. You kind of get what you get.
I know. What I'm saying is just like be aware of there's going to be one probably behind you.
Yeah.
I may have like misseen it, but I thought there were like 3 layers. Isn't there an inner, middle, and outer?
There's only
Like,
8
there was
spotlights total.
one- Oh, okay. I thought there was like another set like way out at the end of the room.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstarts Cruiserweight Campaign begins!
It's probably guaranteed that there's like a close one in like the west and a close one in the east that's safe. So like we could work. Okay, it's B-sides can be light parties.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
Light parties.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these steps. We're just getting started!
Clock positions
Keep
after a 4
grooving,
snap.
baby! Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn!
So the spotlights are symmetrical, so I think, yeah, it'll be
In and then out. In and then out. In and then
2
out.
close ones are safe, and then
Out.
2 far ones are going to be safe.
Cameras down! Is this the end?
You have no time to move once it gets there.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also noticed they are going
Too much for the
clockwise
challenger.
this time, so they're counterclockwise.
Okay. So, because you have to predict where you're gonna end up before the spotlight stops moving, we'll have to actually, like... I'm gonna take a moment to watch footage and, like, really zero in on the spotlight movement, because you have to know which one's gonna end up in a safe spot while it's in the process of moving.
What I was thinking is that do they start always on the same spot?
They do seem to always end up in roughly the same positions, if not the exact same position.
Yeah, but it's probably a 50-50 either what half of the floor is bad initially, or, like,
Right.
there might be two variants on the spotlight position. I doubt it's gonna be hard set squares are the safe ones each time.
So go for it. Okay, let's check footage.
Okay, each spotlight actually just keeps going back and forth between two positions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a given spotlight just keeps going back and forth. And every time it moves, it either is safe or is unsafe by the time it finishes moving. So I think what you can do is basically what's gonna be, it's gonna be annoying to, like, work this out exactly, but it's gonna be like every person looks at two spotlights. Like, if you have a short debuff, it's gonna be like a spotlight that is safe on the first hit for a short debuff will be safe when your debuff goes off, or vice versa.
I didn't quite follow that, I'm sorry.
What I'm getting from the footage is like if that spotlight was in a safe place, the next time it won't be on a safe place. It's gonna be.
Okay.
So you can follow one spotlight that was in an unsafe place if the next time you're gonna need it to be on a spotlight. So that's how I kind of figure it out.
100%, but what Greg was saying is you need to, like, keep an eye on too, because if it is in a safe place moving to an unsafe place, you need to track which one will be safe and where it's going to end up.
Like, I'm trying to get that right now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, so
Okay, just as an example, one of the spotlights moves between here and I assume it's going to be here.
Yep, basically mirrored on the other side of him.
So just to see, I'm going to go to the very start of this mechanic.
what I'm getting at is
We
that
have to work this out. It's going to be a rule based on, like, where they start.
they always start in the same place, but the safe places, the checkerboard is always different. Like the checkerboard can be one or the other, but the spotlights start always on the same place. And they always move the same.
It's just weird. Like, it breaks the rule on the first movement, and then it follows at the rest, where it alternates between being safe and unsafe.
Yeah.
Because like the spotlight that I'm referencing. Well, I guess if you don't count the start, so it's safe there.
Remember to move.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay, it does follow the rule. So this spotlight that I'm referencing here, whenever it was on B, it was safe. Whenever it was on A, it was unsafe. It just went back and forth. So like, you can know, A is never going to be the correct answer for you. What I'm trying to work out is what. It's really hard to see when the first debuffs go off. Probably when like everyone fucking dies. Yeah. So when the first debuffs went off, it was at B. And when the second debuffs went off, which I think happens on the next one, yeah, the long debuffs happen one movement afterward. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking now. There's probably a better way to do this, but after the first movement, the very first movement, if you're a short debuff, look in your quadrant. After the first movement, you're going to see a spotlight in your quadrant that is not in the light. That's not like on an unsafe square. That is where you're going to end up when your debuff expires.
If you're the short one. Okay.
If you're a short one, look in your quadrant after the first movement. Which spotlight doesn't get blasted? That's your square. When your debuff expires like 20 seconds later. If you're the long debuff, wait until after the second movement. Alternatively, sorry, actually you don't have to do that. Look at the first movement, but whichever one does get blasted is going to be your square.
That makes sense. That makes it easy.
Hold on, that might be a fucking lie.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
I don't think that part's right.
You could look at the first movement and whatever one is not. Yeah, I think it's easier to just look after the second movement.
Because they don't end up on the same squares. So after the second movement, look at your quadrant, look for one that doesn't get blasted. That one's going to be your square. I know that's not shit. I didn't say the way it works. I know that's not the greatest solution, but it's one we can work with for now to keep going. So does that make sense for everyone? Yep. You get your debuff. If it's like 20-ish seconds, like 22 seconds, you have a short debuff. What that means is that after the spotlights move for the first time, there should be 2 spotlights in your quadrant. One of them will get blasted, one of them will not. That square that does not get blasted, when your debuff expires, that's where you need to be. On the other hand, if you have a long debuff, you wait for the second movement and do the same thing. Look for one that doesn't get blasted. That's where you need to be. Later on, when your debuff actually expires. Alright, refresh food and let's give this a try. Well, I'll do a right check.
Poor Douglas. Pop that arrow.
Are you ready
One
to get
potential
down?
solution for this long term is that I could probably just fucking put waymarks in where the safe squares are gonna be. And be like, you know, shorts end up on letters, longs end up on numbers. That might be possible.
Yeah.
But I'll have to think about that one more.
I think it might be dangerous to like
Besides-
rely on that. Yeah,
Can you keep up with
it
the
might be
rhythm?
dangerous to rely on that in case there's something to wave
A
or
twist later on, yeah.
Yeah.
Light parties.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these things.
They really need to like to make you do it the intended way.
We're just getting
The lines have to
started.
or snap. It has to happen at the same
Grooving,
time as it does the twist instead of being delayed. Clocks.
Whoa.
Alright, short debuffs, which are
Bask in the
DPS.
spotlight
Look
and
after the
burn,
first
baby,
movement, look for the
burn.
safe one in your quadrant. After the first
An
movement.
invitation.
Alright, get ready to look now.
How will the challenger
That's where you're gonna
respond?
be. Outside
Outside
in,
in,
so
in.
in and then out, in and then out. Out.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
Alright, here it comes. Yeah, that works.
Ah, we cannot be together.
Yeah, you have your own. I would
Shit.
say that was
where-
sadly on the yellow quadrant. Sorry, Batman.
So just, I'm gonna fully define what quadrant means, because I think people are getting confused about the bounds of the quadrant.
I thought this was
Because
south.
some of them are near the boundary, and then some people be like, well, that's pretty close to my quadrant, that one's mine, but no, it's not actually in your quadrant. There's a different one that will be actually in your quadrant.
Yeah.
Okay, was I in my quadrant or not?
But I don't know
Maybe
where
yes.
you were, but
With that
So
E
what
is your quadrant.
Right here.
D is Batman.
so like the quadrant, yeah, Taz's quadrant is along this line to the center, and then the line through the B.
Okay.
So like that is not A is not Taz's quadrant. A is not Taz's quadrant.
Okay.
So even if yes, there's a nice one right here, you know, Batman
That's-
can't take that one. He
Yeah,
would have to take your actual correct one was like there, which I know is not optimal. I will optimize this when I have more
Yeah,
time
I
to look
gotcha.
at it and think about it. Right now, it kind of just is what it is.
Sorry I killed you.
Yes.
All good.
Yeah.
Legitimate confusion.
So really, I would think like northwest, like you're northwest, you know, but or purple. You can think of it as purple, but just know that D is your hard barrier on that side. All right, let's keep going.
But your resolution was good. Like, you can check there and that was a safe place.
Yeah, I mean it works. It's not great. There's definitely a better way to do that. I just gotta think about it more. And I forgot
now
to
it
even
works.
check the second one.
Are you
For
ready to get
supports.
down?
So I didn't actually know where I was supposed to end up. I was too
The
focused on
Upstart's cruiserweight
looking at the
campaign
first one.
begins.
Yeah, and I feel like it's easy to like forget which number you're on.
Yeah, exactly what the square is, because you have to be like, yeah, because as soon as the spotlight stops, you're frozen. All right, it's gonna be light parties.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
Move and light parties.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these things.
Hoop.
We're just getting started. Keep grooving, baby.
2 snap. Box. this time, supports are fast. Supports look after the first movement.
An invitation to dance. How will the challenger respond?
Out and then in. Out and then in. In.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
It was wrong.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
I was not in third place.
He's also going to be put to A side after this, so.
There's a lot going on. Okay.
And this is Mitch.
Goodbye. Dash.
You're up, dancers.
Alright, so we've got the background
Let's
dancers.
turn up the heat.
Get away from him.
Try to
Let's
keep
go clock
up
positions
now.
initially.
The fever's taken hold. Can the upstart keep up with Dancing Greed?
Oh, he's doing in and out.
Yeah, he's doing in and out. And clock position.
Also,
Based on what's happening in the back.
no, he's setting that up. You don't know yet. That's gonna matter later. But during that setup, we have to keep going in and out, and maybe just stay clock positions.
Yeah, you need to keep
Yeah,
clock
look like-
positions. Is hitting, yeah. People.
Um,
at the
It
same
always
time.
starts out. It telegraphs that you're gonna have to be out initially, but then you have to go in.
Well, then there were those cones that were kind of like.
Well, that's why I think you have to be clock positions so the cones don't kill us. And then every time he does a move, he lights up another frog, which will matter later, I assume. Alright. Let's see that again. So, yeah, unfortunately, you gotta put into your memory pretty early on where you're gonna have to end up. I'll try to call when it's time to start heading towards your location.
Are you ready to get down?
I was testing
was a
mine.
test.
Starts cruiserweight campaign begins. Can you keep up with the rhythm?
Clock positions afterward.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these steps.
It's gonna be light parties afterward.
Dash and Vivi have a damage.
Started. Keep grooving, baby.
I got hit by the.
Yep, I also made a mistake. Just like that.
We only make mistakes together.
Well, then we never make mistakes.
Exactly.
Okay, you're about to get your debuff. Shorts pay attention after the first movement, longs after the second.
Bask in the spotlight and
DPS have
burn,
short.
baby, burn. An invitation to
Alright,
dance.
short
How will the
DPS at your
challenger
safe spot.
respond?
In and then out.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
DPS next movement, it's yours.
They're back on our feet. Let's see if they can stay standing.
On our side, it was the same spot for both DPS and support. Is that normal?
On our side,
Oh no! that was
also
too
on
much for the
3
challenger.
sides,
Okay, cool.
both of us got the same
I mean,
place.
is that actually true? That's always the same
Yes.
spot?
Yep, yep.
No.
Okay. It has been, I think, for us.
3 sides, whoever was on 3 with me Both of us were safe on 3.
Your
On the
answers?
next 1 to 3.
Well, that makes it simpler. Then we can.
Let's turn up the heat. Try to keep up now.
In.
The fever's taken hold. Can
Out.
the upstart keep up with Dancing Green?
In. But it could be distance based, like. But then we don't have everyone up, so it's hard to figure out what the targeting on those cones are. Like, it's also, I guess it's possible, although maybe it is the case that...
Both me and somebody else were safe here. I was short, and then the person with long was safe here.
Okay. In that case, if that's the case, everyone can look after the first movement to see the safe spots. Alternatively, you might be able to look right away as well, but I'll have to look at the footage to corroborate that.
Yeah.
But I think after the first movement's probably good too.
The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins.
I guess that would make sense if after every movement, like, the spotlight moves away from the spot, but another spotlight moves to the exact spot to take its place.
B-side, my buddy.
Can you keep up with the rhythm? Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these things.
A-side. Clocks.
We're just getting started. Keep grooving, baby.
Just a note for those clocks, they are actually cones, so, like, being further out doesn't make you any more safe. You can do micro steps if you want. Alright, everyone look after the first movement in your quadrant for the safe spot.
Baby, burn.
Alright, take a look. Which one doesn't get blasted? That's where you're going. Out and then in. Out and then in. In.
I forgot I was short.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
Okay, I'm going to move the markers. Well, actually, that doesn't work. There are.
Too much for the challenger.
Yeah, there's more than 8 positions.
Yeah, I can corroborate.
That
First-
didn't quite work. What should have been my safe spot was not.
Mine was, and I
So
was
far,
second.
I'm everything has worked for me. What?
Yeah, I
it's
might
really
have just
whether it
missed.
works for the long people.
It worked. I was long in this
Yeah,
one, and
sure.
it worked for me. And in the last one, I
know-
was short.
Okay, wait. I'm trying to remember. I think it might have been because I was long. So what I thought would have been the safe spot would have been the
Oh, it
square
would
right
be
in front
So
of me.
right now we're working under the assumption that the safe square is the same for everyone.
We're getting 2 snaps between while the lights are moving.
Okay.
So the
Well, where it
first
was
safe spot will
actually
be
was
the-
right in front of 2.
The safe spot on our quadrant was the one in back.
For me, it was the one in front of 2.
It couldn't be the. Okay.
I lived,
Let's
and
see it
my
again.
debuff dropped, so.
It should have been the one in front of 2 though, because our safe spot was back here.
Yeah.
So that means
We
your
both
safe
were
spot would have
safe
been the one
here.
in front of 2.
You were short,
Yeah.
and I was long, and we were.
But
we
when
both
the
survived.
first movement stopped, it was it was to the left of 2, which is why I was confused. But luckily, I
Yeah,
didn't have time
that's
to
what I'm
adjust.
thinking now too. I'm thinking it's not the exact same spot, but it's close to it. I think because it can't. Well, okay, I'm gonna say this. It's 100% can't be the exact same spot. The spotlight only moves once between debuffs, and they don't end up on the same squares. Like they're not the same squares after they move. There's two positions they keep shifting between. So
Okay.
yes, I think for tasks, one of them was to the left of 2, and one of them was to the, above 2, or north of 2. In terms of where
yeah.
spotlights might stop.
Yep, that's correct. And I thought it was to the left of 2, but it was actually above 2.
So it was the case for that quadrant that left of 2 was safe, and then north of 2 was safe. The next movement, which is the similar position but not the same.
Right.
But for the other quadrant, so for the 4 quadrant, it was also the close spotlight. I assume for 1 and 3, it was the far spotlight that was safe.
Yeah, it was here, safe.
I don't know if that's a spotlight spot. I feel like the spotlights aren't exactly on the diagonals ever. I think it's like here and here, or maybe like here and here. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
When we're
keep going, I guess.
Ash and I are standing.
No,
it's
okay,
not
no,
good.
they are exactly on diagonals sometimes.
Yeah, I have seen it in that spot.
Let's try
I
again.
died in that spot.
More footage.
Okay,
More.
the outer ones are always on diagonals, but the inner ones are not on the diagonal. So, like, they...
Okay.
Okay.
So I wonder if maybe those will alternate because they're not on the diagonal.
Yeah,
I think
they don't...
do.
Yeah, they don't... Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do. And they
Because-
alternate in terms of position, but they don't alternate in terms of whether they're going to be safe when the debuff expires.
So in my quadrant, the first time it went off, one of the close front zones was safe, and then the second time it went off, the other front safe.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like swapped, but it was still the front that was safe.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then what you're really looking for your quadrant. Alright, let's go ahead and do the optimization bit. Optimization is going to require people to be willing to rotate quadrants. Which we can tell early if we're going to have... Okay, you know what? Let's not do the optimization bit yet. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at your quadrant, look at which one is safe on the first hit. If it's the diagonal, it's going to be that exact diagonal for both people. If it's the close spot, what you see will be true for the first debuffs, the fast debuffs. What will be true for the slower debuffs is the analog spot. So, like, in the case of... God damn it, I didn't save the markers again. In case of this 3 quadrant, if this is safe, if 1 is safe on the first movement, that's where the fast debuff will end up. And 2 is where the slow debuff will end up. And it's similar for the rest. If in the, this quadrant, if that's safe after the first movement, then that's where the fast debuff goes. That's where the slow debuff goes.
And I had enough time to adjust because they were so close together.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're like, so if you know it's 100% one of those 2 squares, you can see the incoming spotlight and adjust.
Right.
I think the trick's gonna be, like playing near where you're going to need to end up as best you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't wander about the field dodging the floor. Dodge the floor one way and then dodge the floor the other way, so you don't end up moving very far.
I'm trying to stay in my quadrant.
And remember that in and out happens before you have to, in and out happens before you do the, fast debuffs. And then, after the slow debuffs, the snap twist happens, so you still got time to react to that. Alright, let's keep practicing.
Oh, food.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins.
Play parties.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
Mortys.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops for these steps. We're just getting started. Keep grooving, baby. Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn! An invitation to dance. How will the challenger respond?
Out and then in.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger. They're back on
3,
their feet.
and then I
Let's see if they can
didn't
stay
see which
standing.
one it is. Just hope it's not. It was B side. It worked out
The
anyway.
challenger's down. Is this the
Mid.
end?
I got BB. I have a pass. Getting
Dan.
BB. All right, clock positions.
You're up, dancers.
Just for the sake of argument, clock positions in and out.
Turn up the
DPS
heat.
go kind of
Try
far
to
in and
keep
kind
up
of far
there.
out. Supports just go a little bit.
The fever's taken hold. Can the Upstart keep up with Dancing Green?
Just keep going in and out each time. Here, in and out, in and out.
The in and outs are not exactly the same shape.
They're
No.
not.
That very
you have
much
to go-
bothers
Killed
me.
Okay.
I died with my cone. I was too close, I think, to the boss. I think
That's
proximity.
also what I did.
Well,
Proximity. I
proximity to the boss shouldn't matter for a cone unless less proximity is what's determining the targeting.
Well, it's
So-
just that the fact
so
that
if-
the cone
if
hit
in-
me and the. Okay.
If in safe is right here, out safe would be like right here. It's not like a pixel movement. You gotta move
Yeah.
quite a bit.
You almost have to make
Really?
like a whole section of squares.
Yeah,
Did anyone
not quite
catch the
that far.
debuff they got from the cone?
No.
No.
No,
You get a
I
debuff
died,
from
so.
the cone.
Okay.
It's not. It's a Vuln-ish thing, but it's probably not exactly the same thing as a Vuln. Okay. Death recap lets me see this. Batman, when you got hit by the cone, you got wavelength alpha. A sound bomb will detonate when this effect expires. Its damage can be reduced by the sound of a different wavelength. However, mixing two sounds of the same wavelength or more than two sounds total will result in cacophonous explosion.
Interesting.
Okay, I died horrible.
So some
death.
people are going to end up with alpha, some are going to end up with betas, and you have to touch the person with the opposite debuff. But I'm still not sure how the cones target. It's probably proximity based, but I'm not exactly sure on that.
Do you wanna just keep going? Take a break? figure things out.
He's analyzing something, I think.
All right, we're good to continue.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstarts Cruiserweight Campaign begins.
So something I'm testing BB as well. So if I'm in the spotlight you're intending to take, go in it anyway. I'm trying to see if it matters if someone that doesn't, whose debuff is not expiring, is also in the spotlight.
A-side?
Heard.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
Like, do you truly have to be alone, or is it just it can't be someone that's also expiring?
Dancing Green is pulling out all the
I'm
stops
sorry, I
with
thought it
these
was B.
Yeah.
We need big med for the B.
steps. We're just getting started.
Actually, people that actually, I'm keeping my
Grooving,
immunity.
baby.
No, it's not gonna last long enough.
Bask in the spotlight and burn,
Pay attention to where
baby,
it
burn.
ends up on your first one.
An invitation to dance. How will the challenger
Out and
respond?
then in. Out, out, out. In. After this, start heading to your spots. See if this kills VV. Does not seem to matter. Alright, good job. This is A or B. Shit. Assume A, I guess.
Oh god, that with the floor is rough.
That was too
Yeah.
much for the challenger.
That was B.
Alright. I will try to pay more attention to the A or B. Shit. Alright, just go ahead and die. We can't learn anything about the next thing with people dead. Alright, everyone seemed to get the spotlight thing though, so that worked pretty good. And so what I personally do, but that's because I'm a you know, a healer who is pretty mobile in DPS and also healer DPS, is I'm just probably going, if it's close, spotlight is good for me, I'm just gonna get in both of them because it doesn't matter if I'm wrong, like whether I have short or long. That's just me.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstarts Cruiserweight Campaign begins.
A. It's gonna be A side.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
2 snap. Clocks.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these steps. We're just getting started.
4 snaps and then
Keep
light
grooving,
parties.
baby. Bask in the spotlight and
Okay, get ready to
burn,
see whether you're
baby,
close or
burn.
far.
An invitation to dance. How will the challenger respond?
Out and then in. Out and then in.
It was close.
DPS are going to their spotlight soon. Supports are going to their spotlight next. Good job on the spotlights. Alright, didn't pay attention.
A side.
A side,
A
so
side.
clock positions afterwards. Shit.
The challenger's down! Is this the end?
AoE. Hit as much as we can. Tank Buster. Okay, so remember to respect that out is not a bit further out than you think. I want DPS to go far in and far out. I want supports to go close in and close, like just barely,
Let's
you know.
turn up the heat! Try to keep up now! The fever's taken hold! Can the upstart keep up with Dancing Greed?
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's proximity based. But sometimes it seems like he shoots out one wave, and sometimes it seems like he shoots out two.
Now on the last person that got hit, he got alpha and beta waves at the same time. Why?
Well, if you get two, you explode. You have to touch. We need to figure out what makes him target certain people. I'd have to look real closely at footage to tell that, but it's probably proximity based. The only other alternative, it's like a thing where you have to like shield the person that got hit last or something, but I don't think that's it. Because I think it was Tass just got blasted on the first two.
I mean, I might have been too close on the second one because I was trying to sort of gauge what far in and far out entailed.
Yeah, Tass got blasted twice in a row.
Yeah.
And of course, the frogs in the back are definitely not meaningless. I'm just not sure if what they're telling us matters at this point yet or not. Or if it's gonna come up towards the end. Alright, let's try to get there again. And just what I want to have happen, just so I'm clear, and this is not what I said last time, I was very unclear last time. I want it to be the case that of the people in the raid, the DPS are always closer to the boss, whether it's in or out. So, supports and tanks, stay as far outside as you can. Well, on the out, don't go to the edge of the room because you're not going to have time to get back in, but you know what I mean. You're trying to be further from the boss than the DPS. I wanted to see if the DPS just gets sequentially blasted by his cone attacks before he gets to us or what happens.
Wait, let's see if it's proximity.
Yes, I want to 100% know whether it's proximity based or not.
Okay. Let's die for science.
And it could be something where it's like the close people on the ends and it's the far people on the outs or something. I don't know. But yeah, we just need to make sure we have consistent relative positioning so that
Are
we can
you
tell.
ready to get down? The Upstart's cruiserweight campaign.
Good job with the spotlights, though. We seem to be getting that down. I do plan to introduce the optimization later. It doesn't change a lot. It makes it easier for range control, but it's a little bit more complicated for melee. A side.
My spotlight has always been inside.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
Mine not. It's always been outside.
Mine's always been out.
Yeah, so that might be hard set, which makes the
Dancing
optimization
Green is
actually
pulling out all
easy, if
the
that is
stops
true.
of
Yeah.
these steps.
So we just need to like rotate Batman went north a little bit or something.
We just
No,
need
we
to
just need to change
redefine
We're
people's
just getting
quadrants, yeah.
started.
But
Grooving, baby.
four snap and then light parties. Light parties. But it is true that the four quadrant has always been the close one that I can remember. So, and it's getting
Yeah,
to
so
the
I think
point
they're
where we
diagonal
can't.
from each other.
Yeah, I think that's true. It's just what I'm not 100% sure yet. It's just coincidence has always been the same pattern.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn.
Alright, for the first spots.
An invitation to
Same
dance.
this time anyway.
How was the
In
challenge?
and then out. Out. DPS are getting their spotlight soon. God damn it, I didn't miss.
B side.
It's B side, thank you.
Inside, okay.
Two snap and then B.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
Alright, Tank Buster. Alright, so remember, DPS should always be closer than support after every in and out. So, DPS are going deep in or just barely out, as appropriate. Supports are going far out or just barely in.
Let's
So,
turn up
support should be a bit further out, DPS should be closer.
The fever's taken hold. Can the upstart keep up with Dancing Green?
Keep going. Keep moving. Don't get frozen up.
I think the one farther is the one that got hit.
I mean, Vivi definitely got hit the first time. I got hit on the second one.
I think
I
I
got-
also got hit on the second
Just
one.
barely in.
I got hit on the first and the second. I got hit twice and then I died.
I'm gonna watch that footage very slowly. Yeah, let's just go ahead and break until say 10:35.
Okay, 15 minutes, okay.
Time to watch this at quarter speed.
You can set this. You can set it at 4K, so resolution is not an issue there. You can zoom in and wherever.
Oh god, I gotta turn up the sound though. Okay, so in the first one, only VV is hit. She got wavelength beta. Second one, there was two cones, one at me, one at VV. My cone was an alpha. Doesn't really matter what VV's was, it just would kill her. Third one hit me. Third one hit my corpse, actually. Okay. I'm starting to see... Don't quite understand it, but I'm starting to see... Okay, I don't quite understand yet, but he always hits the person that was hit last and the closest person. It's like the double taps do not seem to be accidental. He always seems to shoot a cone at the person that was hit last time, and then also whoever's closest. Now, the part I'm not sure about is how you stop the person that was closest from dying. The only thing I can think of is that someone needs to, like, fucking, you know, Mr. President get in their way. And then, of course, the frogs are back there doing their thing, and I don't know what they mean at all.
Not yet.
But I'm still fairly confident you don't have to know what they're doing during this part. Our grooviness gauge is changing during this. We're apparently doing some things that the game considers correct. I
Dan,
disagree.
Are you here?
Who?
Is Dan here, or did he step away?
Oh, I'm here. What's up?
Are you running parses? Or logs, rather?
Yes.
Because that could be very helpful to check stuff.
I think it's public, so it should just be in the same place. Let me check. Yeah, the logs are up. The link. I put it in the thread.
Thank you.
Okay, on the first... Okay, I didn't got any... Neither alpha or beta on one of those. I think you have a debuff.
Let's see. When you died, you were given alpha, but you died immediately from the attacks. You probably didn't see it show up on your list, but you can kind of see on like the floating combat text that alpha shows up when your cone hits.
Who got hit first with the?
VV. Sorry. Was it VV or Tess? VV.
It was Vivi. I think I was hit second.
No, you were hit third. The second one hit me and VV.
Third? Okay.
Yeah, so looking at the footage, it always hits the person that was hit last time and the person that is closest to him. And that includes that the person that was hit last time is a corpse on the ground. It still hits them.
It looks like when people get hit, they get a magic bomb.
Okay, Vivi got hit and she got beta. Right when she got hit.
But she also got magic vulnerability up.
Right.
So, yeah, like, maybe the second person does have to get down, Mr. President.
Yeah, but then there's just two cones shooting in the same direction. That's what I'm confused about. I'm confused about if you have to shield them, who does that? It can't be the person that's closest to the boss. Here's
Okay.
my current working theory. Color partners. One by one, let's just say the DPS takes a cone. So DPS 1 takes a cone by being the closest. On the next hit, their partner shields them, and DPS 2 takes the next proximity cone by being the closest. Then DPS 2 partner shields them, and DPS 3 takes the next cone by being the closest, and so on. I was like, okay, but wait, there's 8. How does that keep working? You go through all 4 DPS. Well, you switch. By the time you've gone through all 4 DPS, support 1 has lost their magic vault from shielding their DPS person, so they go in close, get hit. Then their DPS shields them. So you kind of go around twice. The first time around, just arbitrarily decide the DPS bait the proximity cone, and then their support partner shields them from the follow-up. And the next time around, the support baits the proximity cone, and then their DPS partner shields the follow-up. I think that's what they're going for. And then, assuming that works, all 8 of us should have alpha and beta debuffs. I don't know for sure if there's any rule at all about how those are given out, and like in what order.
Yes, I just checked that. I'm exactly checking that out. The first hit gave a beta to Vivi. The second one gave you an alpha, but you got hit by the cone and the outer rim, so you died instantly because you got 2 hits. Then the next one gave a beta, and the fourth one gave an alpha. So yes, he's alternating between beta and alpha. When each.
So if we assume that's a rule, that it alternates, what do we end up with? Alpha, beta, alpha, beta. Okay. We want to do this a little... I think the ideal thing that we would want to have happen is that the color partners end up with opposite debuffs. So they can just touch each other. I don't think we can do that, though. But what we can do... Okay, it's actually not much more complicated. Assuming that the Vaughn forces you to do that round-robin style, it's inevitable that your partner's going to have the same debuff as you. But, you just kind of rotate to your adjacent quadrant. If both of you have alpha, everyone around you has beta. The 2 people to your left have beta. The 2 people to your right have beta. So we just make a rule that like south collapses and north collapses or whatever. Okay, so I've got a few things.
But you're right. One got hit by beta, and then he got hit again by another cone. And at the same time,
and the cone may give you a debuff. It's hard to tell. It doesn't look like it does, but I can't think of any solution other than you have to get down Mr. President and block it, because it just hard targets the last person hit, even if they're dead. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to have time to draw this out, but I think it kind of makes sense to describe it if we do a little
simulation
play. Yeah.
Okay.
What is kind of surprising about this mechanic, though, is that there is very little time between executions. He zooms through them. Like, it's not like, okay, he does one, you got like 4 seconds to reposition, then the next one comes. He just like fucking blasts off.
He goes. Yeah, like,
you gotta move to the rhythm.
It's going to be difficult to get exact relative positions, but I'd say it'll be difficult to get exact positions if you're really trying to maintain uptime, especially for melee. If you don't care about that at all, then like literally everyone that's not intending to bait the proximity cone just tries to be far.
What I'm trying to see now, it starts with DPS, then goes with healer, then I'm checking who's the third one.
Well, our rule that we were trying to set is that the DPS were always close, so that would make sense that the proximity cones always ended up on DPS because we were forcing it.
But if you check the footage, when you died, when you got the second cone, I was really close, like on his feet.
Right, but because that wasn't a proximity cone that killed me. Oh, actually, you're right. Okay, so yeah, the second targeted cone was on me. You're right.
And if you see me, I was right on his feet, and you were outside. And it hit
I was trying
you.
really hard to be far outside. 8, carefully look at that again. Okay. In that case, it's likely it alternates between supports and DPS.
That's what I was thinking. So first is Vivi, then you, then DPS again. Yes.
Yeah, you were definitely closer. So maybe
Then
proximity
healer.
has nothing to do with it.
No, it's DPS healer. So it hits Vivi,
Okay.
then you.
Proximity not
That's-
having anything to do with it would kind of make sense given how little time you have to position. It'd be really hard to maintain certain relative proximities. Okay.
So yes,
That
it was Vivi, you, then Taz, Lakia, Dan, then it hit Rome, I think, and then Dash.
Yeah, so yeah, the primary cone. Well, that means that the different roles can't shield each other because they can't guarantee that they won't get hit immediately by the non-baited by the new cone. So DPS have to protect DPS and supports have to protect supports.
That's gonna be interesting.
I wondered if the follow-up cone is like... if the follow-up cone doesn't give a vuln, it's fine. I guess it's just weird because if we can't actually control the order, even among say what order the DPS get hit, because I could say okay, let's just say Lakia and I stand together. It's okay, whichever one gets hit first, the other one shields right afterward. But then it's what if Lakia gets hit, I shield, then I get hit, and then Lakia can't shield me because she has a magic vuln still from the first hit.
What happened if we tried this one in front of the others to see if only the first one got the debuff, but not both of you?
It's possible they could, yeah. I don't think when you shield someone you get a vuln. It's also possible that I'm just afraid, so let's say Lakia gets hit by the very first cone, and then I shield her on the second cone, and he'll also hit some random DPS at the same time too, but whatever. Then the third cone targets me. I don't know if Lakia can shield me because I think she will still have magic vuln from the very first cone. I'm also assuming that I won't get killed by the third cone targeting me. Well, I think this is something we just gotta experiment with a bit. But I'm thinking we end up with support and DPS partners instead of our normal color partners for this mechanic.
One question. So you said you die if you got alpha and beta together, right?
That's what the debuff says. The debuff says that if you get basically it says if you get 2 sound debuffs, you die.
Well, what happens if you get both betas? Because
you just die.
You die? Okay, because the debuff is long. Like the one that hit Vivi, it's 45 seconds.
Yeah, you have 45 seconds. I mean, but it says you have to come in contact with the opposite one to defuse it. But if you, if I look, I'll read off the debuff again.
And it's weird because Vivi
a sound
got hit
bomb
first.
will detonate when this effect expires. Its damage can be reduced by sound of a different wavelength. However, mixing 2 sounds of the same wavelength or more than 2 sounds total will result... Oh, wait, more than 2 sounds total. Okay. I think you're right. This is not a touch a person the opposite debuff mechanic. It's if you have beta, get hit by an alpha.
Yeah.
And you have alpha, get hit by a beta. Okay? So... the primary cones are alternating alpha beta.
Mm-hmm.
The follow-up cones are kind of unknown. But if we assume that the follow-up cones are the same as the original, but you can get down Mr. President it.
So, for example, in this one, Vivi got hit by Beta. She should shield you, so she get hit by Alpha while you're getting Beta.
But the thing is, she has no idea that I'm about to get by Alpha. Why was it me and not any of the other 3 supports?
And
the
right.
only targeting we know for sure is who got hit last time.
That's the tricky one. Yeah, you're right. That's the tricky part. How do you know who has to go on save? I don't see that answer. Now, it's a mix of both. Okay. If Vivi was the closest one, you are the farthest one.
Alright, here's a ready check.
Okay, I think I got it, Greg. No, I don't got it because Dash was farther. I thought Beta was the closest one and Alpha was the farthest one, but no, Dash was...
No, I think it ends up being effectively role-based, but... Lakia was mentioning that it kind of looked like the primary cones were traveling like counterclockwise or clockwise or something, but that could have been happenstance. Especially since we have arranged ourselves alternating like that, but it's something to keep in mind. We're gonna optimize the spotlights a bit. Should make things easier for ranged asterisk. I don't know if Dan is trying to do a melee combo at this time, but if he is, god damn it, I didn't save the waymarks again. All right.
Thank you to whoever put the guild buffs up.
Hi, me. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. I will not forget to save the waymarkers this time. I will not forget it. All right. So, it's still possibly coincidence, but it's been a lot of attempts this far, and it's always been the case that the safe spots have been the far in the 1 and 3 quadrants and the close in the 2 and 4 quadrants. For now, we're going to assume that's a rule. And if it's not a rule, we can adjust this slightly later. But what we're going to do then is that Vivi, you're in quadrant 3 with me. Batman, you're in quadrant 4 with Froome. We're swapping quadrants.
Okay, so I'm going north. Okay.
I think 1 and 2 are already... Oh, no. Okay. Lakia is going to quadrant 1, and Froome, you're going to quadrant 2, I guess.
Dash is going to quadrant 2.
Or Dash. Anyway, the idea is that melee people are in 2 and 4, and ranged people are in 1 and 3. That's what we're going for. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, only for that mechanic.
So far, only for this. Okay. Now,
For now.
the part with the frogs and whatnot. Color partners, just if your partner gets hit by a cone, on the next one, get down Mr. President, get in the way of the next cone. Don't forget to go in and out, don't forget that part, but rotate to block them on the second next hit, and we'll go from there and see what happens.
Okay. Roll test.
Okay, is this color partners?
Yes, normal
So
color
if
partners.
Lakia gets hit, I need to block Lakia.
Yes.
Okay.
Assume that your partner will move to block for you. Don't move to get your partner in front of you.
Okay.
I have saved the wave markers.
So if hits Cardinal and if it hits Froome, I will move to Froome. If I get hit, Froome will move to me, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
This 100%
moving
will
out.
not work, but we'll try this.
That means that we have to move out far enough to give them room in front of us.
Yes. If
Okay.
you're intending your partner to block for you, make sure you give them space to do so. Alright, let's give it a try.
It's gonna be a dance.
1 second.
And then after you've blocked for your partner, go back to your actual clock position. And just ignore the frogs in the bag. They're a distraction, probably.
Check your food. We need your HP.
They're a distraction until they're not.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstarts Cruiserweight Campaign begins.
This fight's a lot more esoteric than Black Cat was. The only thing annoying about Black Cat was figuring out what the hell literally, it was the first mechanic until you got slashes, like what was actually happening there. But everything else was pretty straightforward.
B-side.
B-side.
Alright, it's gonna be light parties.
Can you keep up with the
It's gonna
rhythm?
be a 2-snap twist.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these steps.
Alright, it's gonna be clocks.
We're just getting started.
It's another
Keep
2-snap
moving,
twist.
baby.
Go ahead and start getting to your new quadrant just so that everyone's on the same page. You should be with a person that is both a different role.
That's your
Uh,
opposite here.
Just for reference. Alright.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn. An invitation to dance.
Alright.
How will the
In and then
challenger
out.
respond?
In and then out. Short debuffs expiring soon.
The challenger's down.
Long debuffs expiring
Resist the
soon.
enemy.
I think this was B-side.
They're back on their feet. Let's see if they can stay standing.
Did I completely mistime the fucking spotlights? I think I did.
The challenger
To a
rises
quadrant
again.
where
Can they
the,
turn
the
this around?
spotlights float.
Yeah.
I'll get used to that. One quadrant, it's always far. 2 quadrants, it's always
Alright, let's try it again. I thought I got it in my spotlight, and then I just fucking died, so I guess I didn't. I think I had the timing off. I think I called for the fast ones too early, and then the slow ones I thought was when the fast one was, or something. I don't know. Anyway, the quadrants were correct.
Yeah, the quadrant was correct, and I was close while hitting my spotlight.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one we're in, as long as we're in the close one, we can hit them from either
Yeah.
of the
Yeah, and even if you forget like exactly which one it's gonna be next to your marker, you got enough time to see the spotlight coming in to adjust.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstarts Cruiserweight Campaign begins.
A-side flight parties.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
2 snaps.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these things.
Box.
We're just getting started. Keep grooving, baby.
Okay, remember your modified quadrant if necessary.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby,
Supports are
burn.
fast.
An invitation to dance. How will the challenger
Out and then
respond?
in. In. Supports are soon. Alright, DPS are up next. I'm just gonna assume it's B side again because I forgot for sure. More snaps.
Down. Is this the end? The challenger rise it again. Can they turn this around?
Alright, normal clock positions. Pay attention to your color partner. If they get hit, shield them on the next hit, and then go back to your clock position. And don't forget the in or out. It happens fast. Constantly going in and out.
Let's turn up the heat. Try to keep up now.
In.
The fever's taken hold. Can the
Out.
upstart keep up with Dancing Green?
In. Out. In. Out.
I think you're opposite. So I was definitely in front of Batman there.
Yeah,
He
and I
still
died.
through the beam.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I died.
But for sure, just to be clear, so I'm gonna look at this death recap. Batman was hit, and then you went in front, Froome, and
Yeah.
you both died.
Yeah, he
No,
was
he died.
right in front of me.
I didn't die.
Okay. So that was the second hit from Get Down, which killed him. Oh. Why did I think of this before? It's not targeting the person again, it's targeting the same location. It's just hitting the ground. That's why it hits corpses, because it doesn't care who was there, it's just hitting the ground.
So we need to move
Okay.
out.
So you need a...
Sorry, go ahead.
So, okay, so when he hits a spot, that cone is bad news. However, you can't, with our current arrangement, you can't just step to the side because the new cones alternate roles. So what we're gonna have to do is arrange ourselves so that everyone's gonna have someone next to them with the same role. You know, you get hit, you rotate to the spot of someone that matches your role for one tick, so you don't get hit by the follow-up. Okay. So, we're gonna have modified clock positions where
Support is gonna be on one side and DPS on the other side.
Yeah.
well, okay, here's an alternative. If people are willing, well, no, we can't rotate 90 degrees. It's easy to rotate 90 degrees when you're going in, but it's much harder when you're going out to rotate 90 degrees. So, let's say that supports go to D4A1. I'll get D, Lakia will get 1,
I can go 4. Dash can go 8. That way we'll kind of stick with our sides.
Yeah. Okay. DPS go 3, C, 2, B. Dan, you go to B. 2 of the DPS are already 3 and 2, so I think that means Vivi goes to C.
Yeah.
And how we have it, you know, the colors still match up between rolls. So just remember, if you get hit, you have to rotate for just the next step. You could just think of it to your color partner if you want. Technically, the people more towards center can go either direction.
And then you go back.
Then you go back.
Do we want to quote unquote stick with color partners, or is that just kind of irrelevant?
I'm gonna say it's irrelevant for now,
Okay.
but you know, you may as
Makes
well.
it easy.
Why not?
All right, Lakia. I guess we're color partners this time. No wait. Color
Wait,
partners.
so
Never mind. I'm a 4.
if I'm on B and I get targeted, I would rotate to 2?
For the next step only, and then you have to go back to B.
Got it.
If you rotate to 1, you will die, or you could.
Well,
die.
you get a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Your
it's a
life
small
cannot
chance.
be guaranteed.
So
Let's
at
just
2,
go with
does it
you
matter
will
which
die.
direction I rotate?
Technically, no,
No.
as far as I can tell.
No,
Okay.
you have the easy roll.
Let's go DPS brain.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you. I'm probably just gonna hit countdowns a little quicker. If you need to cancel it, just say don't go or whatever.
I think then we're gonna all. So if we do this correctly, we're all gonna end up with sound
Are
defense.
you ready to get down?
And then we will see.
The Upstarts Cruiserweight campaign?
yeah. I have an idea on this. Well, we'll have to see what happens after he does all 8 attacks. But I think the frogs will be involved in clearing the
East
debuffs.
side?
Seaside.
White parties.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
This guy has like the mildest tank bust I've ever seen in the Savage.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stunts of these steps.
Might also have something to do with the fact that your 2 paladins popping fully shell on.
We're just getting started.
I mean, every tank has something to do
Groovin',
like that. Where
baby!
they just swap their big mitigation.
I just don't think it's as big as full shell. It's such a 30% miss. I'm also stacking it. Sorry.
I know it was me.
Okay, remember your modified quadrant here.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn! An invitation to dance.
Oh fuck, it's reversed.
It's
Out
reversed,
and then
yeah.
in. Keep the quadrant though, just remember the in and out's been reversed.
That's not how
Too
that
much for the challenger.
Finally
Oh.
change it.
Is this being a hit?
Yeah, okay, that was different.
They're back on their feet. Let's see if they can stay standing.
Okay, it changed it. Finally. So it's not
Yeah, yeah.
a set rule.
Yeah, that's why I said the in and out was reversed.
I'm a tank. I'm a tank. I'm a tank.
And you died. Oh, you
I
did die.
live.
But right.
You got
Ow.
covered by
I got
Ah,
covered.
okay.
I
You're
really should've
up,
done that.
dancers.
Sorry,
Let's turn up the
but then he
heat.
hit me.
Try to
for it.
keep up now.
your dot was
Viva,
probably
take it home.
extremely
Can the
big.
upstart keep up with Dancing Green?
I'm just gonna. Yeah, it's definitely targeting locations. Okay.
Yeah, you survived.
Okay, so we're gonna have to modify our setup a little bit. So instead of having a hard quadrant, you have a hard east-west side of the room. So if you're a melee person, if you're a melee person, you're west. You're looking at the 4 or 3 quadrant, whichever one ends up being safe up close.
Okay.
And if you're a ranged person, you're going to go for the safe one that's out far. It could be 4, it could be 3 if you're on the west. If you're on the east, it could be 1 or 2. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
But the partners are the same.
Okay, wait, for which one? I'm sorry?
For
The
the
spotlights.
spotlights.
Okay, that's what I thought you were
Yeah, you're either 1 or 2 quadrant, depending on which one is close safe.
Okay.
So yes, after like 10 pulls, he's finally done the other
Are
one.
you ready to get down? The Upstart's cruiserweight campaign begins.
So far, I think he's always done a B-side at the end of that. I think that has been consistent. And I think that makes sense because I think it's harder to execute what they would have intended you to do for A-side with more also happening, but that could also just be coincidence.
A-side.
A-side,
Keep up with the rhythm?
she snaps.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops of these steps. We're just getting started. Keep
Snaps.
grooving, baby.
Light parties.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn. An invitation to dance.
All right,
How
4.
will the challenger respond?
We're 3 better.
Okay,
So
great.
Dan, you and I are now in the yellow quadrant.
The challenger's down. Is this
Fantastic.
the end?
Lights are going off soon. It's B-side.
Wait, we're in yellow?
Oh no, that was too
Yeah,
much
because
for
yellow
the
is where the
challenger.
safe range one is now.
Yeah, it's going to be different every time, man.
Oh,
It's 50-50.
I did
So
not
what
realize
I would
we were
recommend
inside.
is just pick a quadrant. Look at that. After the first movement, if that quadrant agrees with you, that's your quadrant. If that quadrant does not agree with you, you're the other one instead.
So I
So,
think
like-
even for melee, the easiest for me to parse is the ranged one. If the ranged one is safe on that side, then you need to move. But that's just me.
Yeah, do whatever works for you. Just pick a quadrant on your side, look at it after the first movement, and use that to judge whether that's going to be your quadrant or it's going to be the other quadrant.
Okay, I half understand.
So, like, you look at 2. If the range spot
I know
is
how to
safe on
determine
2,
if I need to swap. I just don't know what the
Are
safe
you
spot's
ready
going
to
to be
get
once I do
down?
swap, so I'll have to figure it out.
well, the safe spot's always going to be
The
for you the
Upstart's
range, like
cruiserweight
the corner.
campaign begins.
Oh, so it'll be the same
God, I'm
corner
taking-
in yellow instead of red?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
My stance.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the melee people to always get the close one, and the range people always end up in the corner.
my friends keep murdering me.
A-side.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
2 snaps.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with each step. We're just getting
Snap
started.
inside.
Keep grooving, baby. Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby, burn! An invitation to dance. How will the challenger respond?
Out and then in.
By the way, Batman will see quadrant. A side, by the way, A side, A side, A side.
A side? No.
Over there, god damn it.
The challenger's down! Is this the end? Oh no! That was too much for the challenger!
4 snaps, and then A side. Alright, Dan, focus on resing. I'm getting BB.
Getting through.
Dash.
You're up, dancers!
Modified clock positions, modified clock positions.
Let's turn up the heat! Try to keep up now! The fever's taken hold! Can the upstart keep up with Dancing Green?
I got blasted by a paladin.
My in and out was completely off timed.
Well, nothing a paladin should do should be able to interact with you in any way, because you're never lined up with each other. Or at least you
What's the
shouldn't
pop?
be.
Yeah, I that's where I got rezzed at, and so like
I see.
started the fight right there. I didn't have a great opportunity to move in time. I
Yeah.
must have just popped up and died.
Okay, that our current technique seems workable though, other than the fact that it's very tight on movement. But
Yeah, I was one quadrant. One quadrant was the correct one. Tass and I were there. It's just I died there and then got rezzed somewhere else.
okay. Let's keep pulling. I try to call which quadrants are ranged quadrants, I guess, if that helps for the spotlights.
I have a
Game theory.
Are you ready to get down?
Sorry, that was a terrible joke.
The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins!
I don't know why I keep doing the big free shield here. There's no great damage for
Yeah.
a while.
We're extra protecting our tanks.
B-side.
Very dangerous tanks, Buster.
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
2 snap.
Dancing Green
Oh
has pulled
shit!
out all
Sorry,
the
I
stops
moved,
with
but I
you.
guess it was fine.
We're just getting started! Keep
2
grooving,
snap.
baby!
And then clock positions. Okay, get ready to look at a quadrant to see if it's correct or not for
Bask in
you.
the spotlight and burn, baby, burn! An invitation to dance.
Alright, 1 and 3 are ranged. 1 and in and then out. In and then out. 1 and 3 are for ranged. Out.
I was.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger!
A side. DPS are coming up.
The challenger's down! Is this the end?
This is A side. 4 snap, A side.
I got
Get back on
disorientated.
our feet! Let's see if they can stay standing!
Alright, Resing Batman.
Tass is the
Okay.
tank.
Cass is very dead.
Getting tasked as well. Get to your modified clock position as soon as you can.
You're up, dancers! Let's turn up the heat! Try to
Dash,
keep
you're
up
at A,
now.
right?
Oh yes, sorry.
The fever's taken hold! Can the upstart keep
Oh,
up
it's
with
in.
Dancing Green?
Ah, that's because I didn't move in. But okay.
Dance like there's
Vivi,
no tomorrow.
she knows how to dance.
All right, it's gonna be rights and lefts.
I am a dancer.
Switch. Stay.
Oh, what was that?
Switch. Switch. Stay. The debuffs are expiring. Switch.
Let's finish with style. Hey, what are you trying to do? Put the crowd to sleep?
How rude.
We did not have a very good groove gauge.
No.
The crowd is not impressed.
B side. Uh-oh.
On the dance floor, everyone's a star.
All right, it's the Exa flares.
Oh yeah, this nonsense.
All right. Well, this is pretty straightforward so far. 'Cause there's two safety lanes. We split the light parties here.
He did something
Whoa.
called quarter beat.
Okay.
8th beats now.
So that's okay. Quarter beats is going to be partners. 8th beats is going to be full split. Full spread rather.
Toad edge.
That's not too bad still.
Okay.
Melee. The lane I was in. Do you think that would have been in melee range? I was in the D lane basically. Could you hit him from D?
I can check the footage, but I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Do I have the ability to place markers? I've never tried.
Probably do.
How would you do it?
From
Okay,
D,
So here's
D
what
is
I've
kind of
noticed.
far.
If the boss is like right here, like if this is where the placement of the boss is, of the 4 squares immediately around him, every time I've paid attention, the safe squares are the close squares. So like the safe squares on the first rotation are going to be where melee want to go.
The very first pulse.
The very first pulse. If the first pulse you're standing in is safe, then this is where you want to be. If this place is going to blow up, this is where you want to be.
Okay, so just so to extend that to everyone. Ranged and melee, look at the 4 inner squares. Technically, you can look at any square, really, and it would tell you, but a square where on the very first pulse does not get hit is a melee quadrant. If it does get hit, it's a ranged quadrant. So that might be the easiest way to tell. I'll still call it out anyway. But okay. So the end bit there. So what we're doing for the initial part, I think, is correct in terms of everyone getting hit exactly one time. We get a bunch of debuffs, and if we don't do anything with them, we we get punished with a big dot.
I think that's going to be like the last mechanic on Honeybee Lovely, where it's like when you have 8
Just have to
seconds, you're going to want
touch.
to meet at a place.
Well, I don't even know if you have to.
Well, it looked like one of the colors was exploding though, and I maybe that's just my guess. I could be wrong.
Yeah, let me look at the footage for that end bit really closely. Alright, so after all the cones, 3 people were alive. Vivi, Froome, and I. Vivi's debuff is the shortest. Hers goes off, but she also got hit by a half room, which I think is why it killed her. Mine goes off. It hits me pretty hard and leaves a dot, but was not instantly fatal. Same thing with Froome. Curious though, where did I get a damage down? Is that just a snapshot? Probably, yeah. Okay. Snapshot on the in and out. So the question to me is like, what happens when people with opposite debuffs actually touch each other? Like, is it an explosion we have to space out? Or is it something that we can just do really quick after all the codes? Because the easiest thing to get rid of them really quick would be basically supports line up, DPS line up, and you just smash into each other. That might just fucking kill us, though. But at the same time, slowly resolving them over time while dodging the left and right seems really fucking annoying, too. But let's science out what happens when they touch each other. So, nothing's changing. And after all the cones go out, we're gonna try to have, you know, opposite debuffs touch and see what happens.
Alright.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign, Biggie.
You get like a circle around you when it expires. What I'm thinking happens is that when it expires, you need to be currently stacked with the person. No, that doesn't make any sense, because then you would just all stack together the whole time. Never mind. Alright, B-side.
So I think if everyone's stacked together,
Can you keep up with the rhythm?
2 betas or 2 alphas touch, it'll pop, right?
Well, I don't know if touching does anything yet. B-side.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops with these steps.
Because I feel like if touching people caused detonation, we would be causing detonations during the preceding part. We had people just sliding around each other all the time. Got some clocks. So I'm thinking maybe it only matters when the debuff actually expires.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
And then, yeah, when it expires, you want to be stacked on top of someone with the opposite debuff with the same duration.
Yeah.
And that would be more
And
doable.
burn, baby, burn!
So I think we're going to be square 3.
An invitation to dance.
I believe 2 and 4 are in, and now 2 and 4 are ranged, 1 and 3 are melee.
A-side?
And
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
A-side, re-snap A-side.
The challenger rises again. Can they turn this around?
Okay, get ready to go to your modified clock positions. Keep up with the in and outs. You don't have a lot of time.
don't be like that now. Move in and out.
Let's turn up the heat. Try to keep up now. The fever's taken hold. Can the upstart keep up with Dancing Green?
I didn't move in.
Dance like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, so I have 6 seconds
left.
on A.
Okay. Oh, From and Vivi should
Stay.
touch.
Switch. Switch. Stay. Switch. And switch. Yeah, I think it only matters
Let's
when it
finish with
expires.
style.
Yeah, it's not a big hit.
Yes. Yeah, but put the big dot.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not intended that.
Hey, what are you trying to do? Put the crowd to sleep?
Also, I assume doing it right gives you a lot of groove gauge, too. Okay,
For example,
so
From...
here's where it's gonna be.
On the dance floor, everyone's a star.
I'm gonna be
The
modifying
challenger's down.
our...
Is this the end?
Okay. We don't have a lot of time, so I don't want to go into a lot of detail. And I'll definitely optimize it. So what I'm thinking for this part, though, is we're gonna have to make 2 lanes, but it's not gonna be normal light parties. It's going to be light parties consisting of ranged and melee. So, like, the lane that's actually close to the boss has both tanks and both melee DPS. The lane that's farther from the boss has both healers and both ranged DPS.
Come on, show
That
me
lets us
your
do
moves.
the full spreads and the partner stacks correctly. I did not pay attention to whether, I mean this if you can, I guess. Alright, deep cut. I wonder if this just kills you by yourself or if you want to get 1 cone. You want to get the 1 cone? Huh. AoE. Let's see if you can live that. Good.
Still the dot ticking down.
Back to it, dancers.
Frog
Come on.
Barrage.
So I think this is the moonwalking frogs. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to find the safe spot based on how they turn here. It's gonna be the corners. Like 4 corners. Nope. Let's see. Oh, it's literally 1 safe spot, I think.
Was
And
it
he was
C
doing
and A?
quarter beat. I think there's 2 safe spots.
Yeah. Okay, that would make sense. And quarter beat would be
That would be partner stacks.
partners. Yeah.
So we'd have to basically go corners.
Yeah. Okay.
On the last one, From dodged the Vivi, and he didn't got any dots when Alpha got cleansed.
I definitely had a dot.
Yeah.
You got-
yeah.
you got-
Everyone ended up with a dot. I think you need both people to expire at the same time with opposite debuffs on top of each other.
Yeah.
Oh, but
So
we
here's
don't
how
have
it's going to
any.
be.
Okay.
You're going to have to pay attention to whether you were the first, second, third, or fourth person hit in your roll. You're not concerned with the other roll at all. And then, basically, if you were, when we're doing the left and right dodge for the frogs, the people that got hit first are in this lane, second lane, third lane, fourth lane, right? Does that make sense? Like the people that got hit last in their respective roles will be at the 4 position dodging left and right. The people that got hit first would be in the 1 position dodging left and right.
Yeah,
And
but
the
this
idea is you're basically always right on top of each other, so whenever your debuff happens to go off, you'll be together.
Let me check something quickly because I saw that the first one that got Alpha and Beta didn't get the same debuff time.
Well, no, beta goes up first and then alpha.
Yeah, I mean, that is true that they won't be the exact same times, but I think this will ensure that yours won't expire while you're waiting for someone else.
Okay.
Like, we need to get rid of the fast ones as early as possible, the first ones as fast as possible. So, I think you are right that the debuff timers won't time out at exactly the same time. And it probably is the case that if you're right on top of someone with the opposite debuff when yours goes off, you just clear them both. But we still want to do this lineup to ensure that none of them go off.
Is this going to impact melee uptime?
All 4 of those spots, because he's in the center of the room, so all 4
Oh,
of those
yeah,
spots should
okay.
be on Valium.
Right. I was looking at Raze now.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, yeah,
people died there.
you gotta, basically you gotta count. Whether you want to count all hits and be like, oh, I was hit 4th, which is the second, which you basically divide by 2, and round up. However you want to think about it. You just gotta know what order you were hit in. All right, but we got time for like one more pool, so let's just keep seeing it. Fortunately, messing up that part's not instantly fatal. Although again, I assume it affects our groove gauge, and we got to get that perfect groove.
Are you ready?
It's 100% not going to be required to meet the enrage check, but is it really a kill if you don't get it?
The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins.
Also, the group.
It's a lot of limit gauge.
Yeah, it's a damage buff, and yeah, and like 2 limit bars or something. I'm actually curious what our limit gauge looks like at that point. I'll try to pay attention this time. So it's B-side. Admittedly, our limit gauge would be misleading both because we're taking extra damage and because we have double paladin.
Dancing Green is pulling out all the stops of these things.
A-side.
We're just getting started. Keep grooving, baby.
Alright, 1 and 3 are for melee, 2 and 4 are for ranged.
An invitation to dance. How will the
In and then
challengers
out.
respond?
Everyone in. And everyone out. DPS are about to go off.
A-side.
Supports are next.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
A-side.
The challenger rises again.
Or snap.
Can they turn this around?
Okay. Tank Buster, and then get to your modified clock position. Remember, you're also paying attention to what order you were hit in, just whether you were first, second, third, or fourth of your roll.
You're up, dancers! Let's turn up the heat! Try to keep up now! The fever's taken hold! Can the upstart keep up with Dancing Green?
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, lined up from north to south. Start right, looking at the frogs. Switch. Stay. Switch. 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 Stay. Switch.
Let's finish with
Let's give that one more try. So remember, the lanes for the lineup are completely different squares. Everyone was in like the 2 squares closest to the boss, so separate out a bit more. 2 and 3 are basically in the boss's hitbox. 1 is north of the boss's hitbox, and 4 is south of the boss's hitbox.
Right.
I'm gonna call out numbers during it. It's your number, so I'm gonna call out 1, 1, 2, 2,
Are
3,
you
3,
ready
4,
to get
4.
down?
Okay.
The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins.
And I'll remember to actually dodge after I get hit.
A-side.
Can you keep up with the rhythm? Dancing green
Oh,
is
it's B.
pulling out
I
all the
thought
stops with these.
I heard A side. Sorry, B side. Sorry.
That was A
Fine.
side. And then you reacted to B.
We're just getting
Yeah, I
started.
reacted to B.
Keep
Sorry.
moving, baby.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna use my immunity. Don't stand with me. My immunity ran out. Just heal through this, mitigate. We'll get the resist later.
Bask in the spotlight and burn, baby.
2 and 4 for melee, 1 and 3 are for ranged.
An invitation to dance. How will
Out
the
and then
challenger
in.
respond?
Everyone out. And in.
They're back on their feet. Let's see if they can stay standing.
Your safe spot's gonna be.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
I didn't notice that you can get the
Is this the end?
debuff even if you're dead. AoE incoming. Alright, just wipe it and do a quick pull. I want to actually see something.
Sorry about that. That's all on me.
Are you ready to get down? The Upstart's Cruiserweight campaign begins.
I'll have to start Twitch streaming though because the tool I think can only link up with Twitch streams for me to be able to quickly zoom around based on logs.
I can
A sides
switch on-
be clock positions.
I can stream on Twitch the next for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean I can too. I technically have a Twitch account. Clock positions.
Dancing green is pulling out all the stops with these.
Alright, it's gonna be light parties.
We're just getting started. Keep grooving, baby.
Light parties. I like how even if I like forget what the number is, I can just tell what it's gonna be based on like
The timing,
the
yeah.
timing and like the sound.
Bask in the spotlight and
1 and 3 are for
burn,
melee,
baby,
2 and
burn.
4 are for ranged.
An invitation to dance. How will the
Everyone
challenger
out
respond?
and then in. Everyone in. Supports are going off soon. And DPS are up next. I believe this is A side. Two snap. And then A side. So block positions. Next time for modified clock positions after his tank buster. I'll be counting out. That is your number in terms of lining up.
You're up, dancers.
Modified clock positions. Remember to dodge after you get hit. Keep going
Let's
in and out.
turn up the heat. Try to keep up now.
1,
The fever's taking hold.
1,
Can the upstart keep up with dancing green?
2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4.
dance like there's no tomorrow.
All right, line up. 4 should be south, 1 should be north. Start on the right. Switch. Stay. Oh, sorry, switch. Then stay. God. Did we just happen to have it so that no one with the same number was alive?
Maybe?
Alright, well, I think that basic idea works, but we'll practice more tomorrow.
Alright.
Good job, everyone, today. This is a bit more involved than Black Cat, I would say.
Yep.
Very much.
Anyone
But I
wanna
also
do
think
a
it's
quick
one of those
expert?
things where it looks real complicated, but there's background rules that make it a lot simpler. Like that dance floor thing is way simpler than it looks because of the background rules.
Anyone else for a quick expert?
I need the M7. I'll do expert though, if you don't mind me healing.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Everyone at some point this week should do M8 for the weapon thingamajig.
That one. Yeah, M8.
Yeah.
I meant.
I already did that one. I still need to do the other ones.
Want to mouse DPS for expert or we riding?
I need to go as well to give medicines. I'll see you guys
Good
tomorrow.
night, friends.
Good night.
Alright, next raid.
Good night.
Hey, everyone.
Good night.